Hey guys, what's up? Lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the 2007 short story Vampirates Dead Deep by Justin Somper. We have talked many times about the 6 Vampirate books. We've talked about how a TV series should be produced and put together. Talked about the future of the series and what could happen. I think that's about it on what we discussed about the glorious world, the glorious future apocalyptic world that Justin had created. Now, first and foremost, happy World Book Day, because it is March 1st. And the reason I saved this particular rereading of this book and the particular review of this book is because March 1st is World Book Day. This book came out March 1st, 2007. So this is a 12th year book, 12th year of this book. Happy World Book Day. Where this book takes place, it is in between the first and second book, and it even says it actually. So it just goes, let me find the page. The following events take place between the end of Vampirates, Demons of the Ocean and the beginning of Vampirates, Tide of Terror. Takes place when Bartholomew Pierce, Jess Kelly, and Connor Tempest are on leave from the Diablo under Captain Maluko Wrath's captaincy, and they go to Calel del Marinero. I'm not good with reading Spanish. I think the L's, 2 L's is a Y, right? So Calle del Marinero, Calle, whatever the hell that is. Translation: the Street of Sailors, right? So that's where they go for their leave weekend, their spring break, if you will, their weekend. Now, love this logo. Awesome logo. Will be tattooed on my body one day. This is a 69-page story. Very quick. And it's all about their leave. And what's fun about it is because in the 6 cumulative books, they always reference that they can't remember what happened on the leave. When we first meet Moonshine Wrath, Moonshine asks Connor, he's like, "You don't remember what you did to me in Marinero?" And Connor's like, "No, I don't." And we go into that. And in the 6th book, we were introduced to Callie, the fishtail. At the end of the 5th book? 5th and 6th book? One of them. Callie is the reconnaissance spy, if you will. She's the messenger from when Connor and Grace are on the Blood Captain and the Vagabond ships, translating information to the Tiger, Chang Li's crew, and Lorcan Fury, Marshu, and company on the Nocturne. It's referenced that Sidario overtook the Lorelei, which is Callie's fishtail ship/vessel. So now we see where it all started. Now, again, I specifically held off on this review because of the time frame, and I was like, oh, it's now March 1st. It's time to do this 12-year review. So the 3 Buccaneers get to the Street of Sailors, do their bar crawl basically on all the ships, meet Moonshine. Connor meets Moonshine at a jukebox in a very adorable meet cute, by the way. Connor puts a coin in the machine. He tries to get rid of the thrash shanties that are constantly playing, and he tries to type in a number, and then Moonshine winds up pressing the last button, and Connor's like, "Yo, that was my money, that was my song." And then Moonshine's like, "What, you don't like my music?" And it was adorable. I still hold my theory that Moonshine had a crush on Connor, and that's why he just didn't take it too well. So then Moonshine got his thugs to try to mess up Bart, Jez, and Connor, and then Moonshine's throwing shuriken after shuriken. It's hysterical. So as they're all racing, prior to this particular moment, the 3 Buccaneers have a arm wrestling match with this girl, Callie, who is later revealed to be the fishtail. And then as the 3 Buccaneers are running away from Moonshine and his bodyguards, they jump onto the Lorelei, and then they go sailing and have their own little adventure, diving adventure. And the whole concept with the mermaid mythology is that they tried to trick sailors into doing stuff, basically. So these particular Lorelei mermaids are trying to trick Bart into staying with them and killing Jez and Connor by, making them dive dead deep into the ocean. Hence the title, Dead Deep. So we're introduced to a lot of these different fishtail characters. We're introduced to a lot of these different other pirates. Sidario is into this mix as well. We find him at the bottom of the ocean after the failed attempt to kill him on the pirate ship. Did that happen, or was it the second book? It might have been the second book. So why was Siddario at the bottom of the ocean then? Yeah, no, because Jez was a pirate at this point. I'm trying to now figure out the time frame. Jez died in the Blood Captain book. Siddario turned into a vampire. He was killed. No, Jez was killed in the second book, but this takes place in between the first and second book. So then why the hell was Siddario at the bottom of the ocean? Question. Justin, why was Siddario at the bottom of the ocean if he was not on the ship that burned until the end of the second book? Because Jez is still human in this book. And then they all wake up, days later after the captain from the Nocturne randomly appears to save them from the water, and they all have their three cutlass boutonniere tattoo that's mentioned many, many times. Interesting. So I'm curious, why was Siddario at the bottom of the ocean then? In this middle book, between the first and second book, if Jez doesn't die until the second book, which is when Siddario turns him, which is when Connor sets fire to that boat, and then that boat sinks at the end of the second book. Yes. And then Blood Captain's when Moonshine comes back, and then 5 or 6 is when Callie comes back. So yeah, why was Siddario at the bottom of the ocean playing with hammerhead sharks? Interesting. It was a nice, quick little read. It was for World Book Day. It shed some light onto what happened in the Strait of Sailors, during that leave. How Connor actually met Moonshine. How Bart met Callie. Just the three Buccaneers interacting with each other. Because it's fun seeing the three Buccaneers interact. And this is a nice little reminder that it's okay to have fun. But make sure you try to remember why you wake up in your underwear randomly on the last night of your leave with fresh ink. Try to have some sense of what happened. So I thought that was fun. I thought that was like I said, it's fun. I just wanted to know why Siddario was on the bottom of the ocean in between the first and second book. And yeah, that's it. Have you guys ever read this? Because I read this a long time ago, and I specifically made sure not to reference any of this 69-page story in the past reviews I did, just to savor the moment of World Book Day. Happy World Book Day, everyone. Go read a book for World Book Day, please. And thank you again, Justin, for a wonderful 6.5 book series. And more to come. And a TV series to come. Mucho mahalo, guys.